Alright, hello everyone. My name is Fawaz Yasura. I'm from 12 Science 4, and I'm here to do my practical exam, which is to review a movie. Now, the movie that I'm going to review is called Ultraman Saga. Now, you might ask me, why would you review a kids movie? Why would you review an Ultraman movie? You're in high school. Well, that's kind of the point here. This movie is one of my favorite movies from my childhood, so I want to see if it's hold up to this day. I guess I want to see if it's better than my memories, or if it's worse than my memories. So yeah, let's just check it out. So, what is this movie? Well, Ultraman Saga is a Japanese action tokusatsu film. So, what is tokusatsu? It means special effect, which means it's a movie that involves a lot of practical effect, kind of like miniature rubber suit monsters, heroes in spandex, that kind of stuff, right? Godzilla and Power Rangers, like that. This movie was released in March 24th, 2012. It has a runtime of 90 minutes. It's directed by Hideki Oka, produced by Tsuburaya Productions, written by Keiichi Hasegawa. The music in this film is composed by Fumio Hara, cinematography by So Takahashi, and distributed by Sochiku. So the main cast of these movies are Daigo Naito, who plays Nozomu Taiga, Takeshi Tsuruno, who reprises his role as Shin Asuka from the Ultraman Dyna series, Taiyo Sugiura, who reprises his role as Haruno Musashi from the Ultraman Cosmos series, and for the voice actors, we got Mamoru Miyano, who plays Ultraman Zero, and Hideo Higashi Kokobaru, who plays Alien Bat. Now that's the main cast. Now we got some guest cast too. Most notably, the member of AKB48 actually plays a role in this movie as Team Use. There are Sayaka Akimoto, Ayako Umeda, Saya Miyazawa, Yuka Matsuda, Sumaya Sato, Hanako Bayashi, and Haruka Shimada. So what is this movie about? Well, this movie is about, good versus evil. It's an Ultraman movie, so of course there's gotta be good versus evil there. But this movie is also trying to do something different, which is like trying to discover your true selves, your destiny, even if you feel that you're lying, which reflected by Taiga in this movie, and especially Team U. Now this movie is set in the near future, in an alternate Earth called Future Earth. Now we'll go over the characters. First up is Nozomu Taiga. So Nozomu Taiga is a member of the Super Gods as a pilot, which he is so cocky. He is so arrogant. Like, he thinks he's better than everybody because he keeps looking in the future where everyone is keep dwelling in the past. Is like the main thing about him in this movie. He kind of he reminds me of Shin Asuka from episode 1 of Ultraman Dyna, but we'll get to that later. Then we have Ultraman Zero, which, just to keep it brief, is a son of Ultra 7, the legendary hero who defended Earth many times, which turns rogue because he's too cocky. He's kind of like Taiga, but he's trying to basically steal the energy source of his planet, banished one time, get his calling from his dad, defeated some bad guys, and now he's here, which I will explain more when I get into the synopsis plot. So we have Team U, which are the branch of the Earth Defense Force that survived this whole ordeal. They are also sheltering small children that also survived this whole ordeal. Its members are Anna, the team captain, Sawa, the tomboyish one, Misato, the deputy captain, Nonko, the technician, Maomi, the mechanic, Hina, the communication expert, and Lisa, the medic. Oh, they are also, portrayed by AKB48, so there's that. These movies also have some returning characters from past season as its two other protagonists. They are Shin Asuka, aka Ultraman Dyna, who is regarded as a hero in his timeline because he slayed a beast inside of a wormhole. That same wormhole actually sucks him, so people thought he is dead, but he's not. He's actually been traveling through the multiverses, so that's why he's here. The other returning characters, or Ultras, are Haruno Musashi, who is Ultraman Cosmos, an Ultraman who is gentle at heart and wants nothing but for all life to coexist peacefully, which he did. He lived in a colony planet called Juran, which his dream actually came true. Now, there's only one antagonist on these movies. Well, there is many if you count the monsters, but monsters are not characters. They don't have personalities. Now, that one antagonist is Alien Bat. He's kind of like a crazed, sadistic scientist that just views Earth and its inhabitants as like a testing ground and bunch of lab rats that he can kill off just for him to satisfy his research. Now, I'm going to spoil basically the entire movie for this plot section, so if you don't like it, just skip to the next section. The film began with a city, which had all the people abducted from it, with some members of the Earth Defense Force, the Team U, surviving, who tries to take the advantage by doing some grocery shopping and put down a notice. Basically, the notice says that we will pay later. It's kind of like a little bit funny. And a notice board covered by other similar notices. While quickly leaving the supermarket, an unknown kaiju rises in front of the supermarket and begins to chase 4 of the Team U's members, until their leader approaches with an exosuit, which is a mech, and hold the monsters off while giving the other members a chance to escape. The captain herself bait the kaiju, kaiju is a giant monster, to a landmine. Though, however, it was proven useless until Ultraman Dyna comes and easily defeats the kaiju. Dyna gives them a thumbs up and leaves as the Team U members amazed and acknowledge him as a hero. Somewhere in space, a being communicates with Ultraman Zero telepathically and seeks his help to come to Earth, as Zero agrees and refers to his ultimate form and went to Earth after defeating the remnants of Legonoids. What are those? It's basically evil robots that he fought. At the Line of the Light, which is home of Zero and many other Ultramen, Ultra 7 realized that his son had traveled through time and space, much to his and Leo's worries. Leos is Zero's teacher at some point. As 3 more Ultras, Ace, Ultraman, and Jack, appears thinking that it might have a relation with a mystery disc that keeps killing dead monsters from... There's a place called the Monster Graveyard in this universe. The scene later moves to Dyna's universe and later to the TPC base at Mars. So TPC is kind of like this Earth main defense force. Super Guts is one of its branch. Where Gosuke Hibiki, a former Super Guts captain, now promoted to general, delivering speeches to everyone with honoring 15th anniversary of Asuka's sacrifice. While Ryo, one of Asuka's friends, was talking to Toshiyuki Koda, another of Asuka's friends. He was then introduced to Nozomu Taiga, a new rookie of the Super Guts. Taiga later underestimates Asuka's sacrifice while playing a holographic game. The celebration, however, was cut short as they witnessed a sphere, which is kind of like this white blob thing that they fought the entirety of Dyna's season, duplicates itself and on its way to the TPC base and attacking it. Taiga quickly pilots the Guts Eagle Alpha, a red plane, and fires some of the spheres as Karya, Ryo, and Nakajima witnesses it. So if you guys were confused, who is these characters? They're basically the returning Super Guts member from, Dyna. They're witnessing it and realize that his attacks and movement while piloting the jet is similar to Asuka's technique. But however, the same mystery disc suddenly appears and traps all the spheres and, unknowingly, caught Taiga along. The scenes later moves to the same abandoned city on Earth, where Zero wondering what happened to the civilians while standing on top of a building. Suddenly, the disc appears and summons its minions to attack Zero. Taiga later later gains consciousness and starts to watch Zero fighting the minions. As Zero quickly destroys all of them, one of his blasts knocks the minions out from the sky, and it's about to crash into a boy. Taiga realized this and sacrificed himself by crashing his plane into the minions, and boom, he's dead, quote unquote. While Zero quickly spirited the boy away. Zero quickly rescued Taiga's life by merging with him as Taiga's wakes up. So without realizing what happened, Taiga later, questioned why did he have this bracelet on him? What is this? Then the boys that he saved approaches him with a bottled water, as a thanks because he saved him. While drinking, Taiga suddenly hears Ultraman Zero speaking from within him because, they merge and stuff. But instead of being thankful, Taiga is having none of it. He wants Zero out of there because, he didn't want to be safe, he didn't want to be Ultraman. However, their bickering was interrupted with the dolphin or narwhal kaiju Gubila. Zero later volunteers him to transform, but he refuses and rather have himself being chased along with the boy. Ultraman Cosmos later appears and rescues Taiga and the boy while taming the kaiju because that's what That's what Cosmos does. He tames kaiju or monsters. Cosmos refers to his human form and introduces himself as Musashi Haruno. Zero wondered that is Cosmos called here by the voices too, because he was called here. Team U later approaches with their exosuits and revealing the boy's name is Takeru. They brought Musashi and Taiga to their base and explained that an unknown spaceship, which is the Disk, had caught the civilians, which leave the city vacant. However, some of the homeless kids had been founded and brought them to their base as a temporary refugee. While the kid shows Taiga their base, he was introduced to the member of the Team U who realized that Taiga outlook, which is similar to her late teammates Asuka. Two kaijus, a Gubile and a Gomez, later surfaced to begin to attack the Team U base. Then Musashi transformed into Cosmos to try something, but he was powerless to stop both of them. Taiga realized that he also needed to do something, so Zero tricked him into transforming. Although because, he was tricked, Taiga didn't actually want to transform, he only grew 5 feet tall. Zero got mad at Taiga because, he doesn't do the transformation right. Then the kids later laugh at him, even go so far as poking him with a mop. It's kind of hilarious, actually. And as Taiga and Zero joins the fight, both of them are badly defeated due to their incompatibility. Cosmos later tamed both of the kaijus, sending them home. But before they could rejoice, the bastard that is Alien Bat destroys both of the kaijus on the spot to give Cosmos a warning. You don't do that to Cosmos, by the way. If you wanna spark some hate to Cosmos, that's the way to go. Later at night, when everyone were having dinner, Taiga witnesses a drawing of Ultraman Dyna and recalled that he had once witnessed him as a child. However, while everyone around him likes Dyna, he doesn't. Zero later asked him why did he hates Ultraman, as Taiga replies that as a child, his parents died from a monster assault and that Dyna never came in time to rescue him. The next day, Alien Bat starts his assault by ordering his latest creation, Hyper Zeton, to fire at the Team U's base. While trying to rescue the kids, Taiga was traumatized as this makes him reminisce back to his parents' death. He then later goes to the now destroyed hangar of the mech. Then he has discovered that Team U's just a fake. They're just a faker, basically. But they keep going to act as Team U's because they want the kids to be safe. Now, motivated by this, because, even the fake ones are still trying to protect the kids, while him, a real Ultraman, doesn't want to do it, he fed up. Tired of Alien Bat's terror, Musashi and Taiga decided to fight him. Before they go, the Team U leader wants them to avenge Asuka's death, as he had once returned to join Team U, but he had died as Dyna when Zeton is in cocoon form to absorb his energy. As they transform into their respective Ultraman, they fly to Zeton while proven powerless to stop it. Takeru arrives at the scene and picking up Dyna's transformation item, which had ejected from him during his death. Takeru handed it over to the Team U leader, which he rides into an exosuit and fight it towards Dyna's corpse. Dyna revives and assists Zero to destroy Zeton while reviving Cosmos. After the Hyper Zeton has been defeated, Alien Bat uses his spaceship to fuse with the dead Zeton to form into a perfect Hyper Zeton that later uses his speed and energy and manipulation ability to offer powers to Ultraman. Takeru and the other escorts the Team U leader out of the wrecked exosuit only to find out that she died. With the three of the Ultra proven powerless to stop him, they revert to their human form and transform again, only to fuse into a greater Ultraman. His energy later revives the leader, which she names him Ultraman Saga, and explains that their desires of protecting the Earth had formed him. Saga copies Hyper Zeton's ability to fight against him, as everyone later watched their fight from afar. Saga throws him into space, punches Hyper Zeton, which also kills Bat. Saga emerges victorious, as energy from the destroyed Hyper Zeton returns to civilians not long after. Takeru reunites with his mother, and Team U members commend the Ultraman for a good job. So, what is my opinions about the movies? Well, let's go over the strength first. What some of the things that I like about these movies. First, it has a great choreography. I must commend Hideki Oka, right, for directing such a good fight choreography. Whether it's the Ultraman fight scenes or the dog fights, everything looks so good. Okay, then, number 2, it has a solid story for a tokusatsu film. Well, other toku films, right, especially Ultraman, even like later movies after this, the stories are not really that good. This one has a solid story that keeps me hooked the entire time. 3, it has a nice effect for tokusatsu. At the time, I must preface, at the time. This movie is released in 2012. A lot of the tokusatsu film at that time are not really that good effects-wise. This one is like an exception. The CG, the suits, the monster, the set pieces, the miniatures, all of them are gorgeous. Yeah, you need to see it for yourself. Well, you are seeing it. Number 4, Taiga's character development. I actually quite like Taiga's character. He's one of the exceptions that I will later get on. He is, at first he like doesn't like Ultraman, right? He doesn't want to depend on Ultraman because like Dyna wasn't there for him. He screamed. He doesn't appear. That's why he hates Ultraman. But later, because witnessing that this fake defense team still fights, even though they are fakes, made him thinking that, oh, I'm the real Ultraman, but I don't want to fight. What is wrong with me? That's why he confronts his destiny as being an Ultraman, which I really, really like. And finally, a lot of fan service. Now, I'm a long-time Ultra fan, so it's like maybe a bonus point, I guess, but I really love the fan service, right? Super Guts returning, Asuka and Musashi returns as their respective Ultraman. Like a nice little callback to Dyna series and also Cosmos. I love it. Another thing that I like about this movie is Ultraman Saga himself. It's just a gorgeous Ultra suit with its like rainbow color and unusual design, right? It's not like any Ultraman. And its power, it can teleport around his shit. And yes, kicking Zeton's butt is really, really good. Alright, so let's go over the weakness of this movie. Things I do not like about these movies. Number 1, it's subpar acting. Yeah, the acting is not really that good. I mean, yeah, what do you expect? It is a tokusatsu film, but I make this point specifically to point out Taiga's terrible acting. It's so grating. His voice. What are you doing, man? Please. Alright, number 2, the other characters. They're not that good. Even the returning cast, right, already established awesome character like Musashi and Asuka, they does nothing character-wise. Like their personality didn't shine. Well, maybe Asuka kind of shine. Sorry, Musashi kind of shine, but Asuka like. But maybe this is because of his character development. In the last episode. Number 3, the Ultra suits. You know, in these movies, right? Dyna and Cosmos, right? Only use their base form. They do not transform. Well, of course, this can be understandable because Tsuburaya is having like a lawsuit battle at that time, so they can't make a new suit. But it's still a bummer. And number 4, like ties to a past season. Like, well, of course, it's kind of like contradictory because I also put this point as number 5. But this is like the weakness for if you are not a fan of Ultraman. Like there's so many callbacks to past season that you are almost needs to watch them, but thankfully it's not that many, right? So you can actually just pick up this movie and watch it. Alright, so that's the review. What do I think of it? Yeah, it's still one of my favorite childhood movies of all time. It still holds up. It's better than I remembered it. I love Taiga's character development. I love the choreography. The director really did a good job on this movie. Like the callbacks are appreciated. Musashi and Asuka returning is really cool as an Ultra fan. This like Saga is such a good, like, it's such a cool Ultra. It's a fusion Ultra too, so it's extra cool, I guess. Now, of course, this is like for coming from an Ultra fan. This movie is like a love letter for an Ultra fan, but it's also a good standalone movie in my opinion, which that you can pick up and play if you pick up and watch. Sorry, if you're curious about tokusatsu. So that's all. Thank you for watching. My name is Fawaz Yasira, and I'll see you next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.